It's always imperative off to a good start. I think, yeah, I mean the mindset I think will be good, you know. I've had conversations with various players, they're all very focused, they're looking forward to it. I think you see obviously, you know, with only one retiral in Chris Baird, I think that shows the appetite from the players. Like Aaron's situation is such that he hasn't retired, he's just not fit at this minute in time, or game fit, because he's in Australia obviously. He's training on his own, and the Indian season doesn't start until in September. So, you know, Aaron will be back with us in October. It didn't really make any sense to bring him just to be part of the squad from Australia on that basis. And so, you know, that's very encouraging for me as a manager, that you're not dealing with, you know, 4 or 5 retirals that I think people maybe thought we would be. But you know, when you have the situation that we have, where only one team qualifies and you're in a group with the world champions, you're in the most difficult group there is, let's be honest, you know, whatever the makeup of the other groups. And I was looking today, and it's only twice since 1950 have Germany not won their World Cup qualifying group. So I think if you want to get some sort of statistic on how difficult it's going to be, that's probably the one you would look at. So, you know, we'll make sure we're as competitive as possible, and you know, within our group possibly there'll be a mini group, and you know, there'll be competition to fight for that second place. But history tells us that Germany win the group. We have to obviously make sure we do as well as possible. But I think the players are looking forward to the challenge, having had the taste of a major tournament. Certainly, you know, I'm sure, particularly the ones at the latter stages of their career, would love the chance to go to a World Cup as well. So we have to do everything possible to try and make that happen. Listen, it's difficult for me to talk about players and moving clubs and all. It's not really for me to talk about that. Kyle, you know, his game time has been limited in the last 2 years. That's, you know, and I think eventually as a player it catches up with you. I think it was difficult for him in France because he'd only started 4 games all season, and so, you know, whatever happens between now and the transfer window, it has to be the right thing for Kyle, whether that's staying at Norwich. The fact that he started the game last night and scored is a positive. He's been in the 18 this season most weeks, I think, so that's a positive. His game time's been limited from the bench. But I mean, his club situation is a situation between the player and the club, really, and as long as he's happy, he's fit and he's ready to play, you know, that's my main concern. I thought Johnny was brilliant, to be honest, in France. You know, I thought we had some great performances right through the team, obviously, but you know, Johnny had his ability to play in a back three, to play at left back, to be able to deal, to switch in and out of the systems. Probably he was the one that had the most to deal with, because he's not a natural left back, and obviously even playing on the left side of a back three. But I think his performances, you look at him defensively against like the big players, the massive Yarmolenko, Gareth Bale in particular, you know, how he played in those games and how he stifled their effectiveness throughout the game, I think was you know, showed really what top level player Johnny is, you know. And as I've said all along, you know, for me Johnny Evans can play in a you know, a top 4, top 6 Premier League club, and it doesn't surprise me that there's interest in him based on obviously the summer he had, and the fact that he had a good season at West Brom where he played, you know, that his appearances were curtailed in the last sort of 18 months between injury and suspension at Manchester United. So, and obviously the change of manager as well, between David Moyes and Louis van Gaal. So I think you know, last year was a very important year in Johnny's career, and not only obviously with the game time that he played at West Brom, but obviously his appearances for us and his appearances in the finals.